Before the budget was announced, we had a hard time getting payment from our clients. Usual payment terms used to be 7 days, but it stretched on to as long as 180 days. And banks didn't want to lend to SMEs like us. But after the budget, we were able to secure loans and stay afloat. And with the job credit scheme, we are also able to pass on to workers as increments. And I think, like you earlier highlighted, sectors like security, there's still a lot of jobs available. And I hope during this tough time, Singaporeans will not be choosy and at least have a job. It will be good. Finally, when are you going to call for general elections?
I was hoping you would stop after the first question. Let me say, first of all, that on the budget measures, these are not meant to be targeted at individual industries like security. It's meant to help all companies in Singapore. And I'm happy that it works out in securities. I hope it continues to work out and it'll be able to save jobs where it's meant to do. When the elections will come, I think they are due by 2012. So when they will come, you will know.
In last December, we actually make a decision to employ something like 150 new graduates. And these are third-year students and to be graduated in May this year. And that was quite a big decision to make. And on hindsight, with the job credit scheme coming in, I think it does help us to give us some comfort that we could actually cushion that particular event.
During this downturn, we will expect more PMETs to be affected compared to the previous one, by virtue of the fact that the majority of Singaporeans today are in the PMET jobs. So as a result, we want to pull together all the various programs that are available for PMETs today, pull them together, put them under an umbrella called the PSP program, so that it is more targeted, it is more effective in reaching out to the PMETs and help them secure their jobs, to stay in jobs as well as to find new jobs if they are affected by the retrenchment. And this program will cover both skills upgrading as well as conversion programs. Because today, some industries may no longer have opportunities, and some of these PMETs will need to look for opportunities in another career, in another industry. They will need to acquire new skills suitable for the growth industries. And these PMETs need to go through some kind of a conversion. And these conversion programs will be under this PSP. But there are also companies who have come to us to say that they want to keep their PMETs, but at the same time they need to upgrade their skills so that they can stay relevant. And therefore, under the PSP, we also have programs to allow PMETs to upgrade their skills within the same industry, within the same career, so that they can be more effective, they can stay relevant.
Would the retirement age be still pursued in the next 2 years?
Well, what is your age group, if I may ask?
60, 61. Actually, I'm on 2 years behind, you know.
Oh.
Aside from maybe 2 years, 2 occasions, we are always facing a very tight labor market. Therefore, we must learn how to use the older worker pool and to maximize. And I think the union side have already made it very easy for employers by not insisting the same pay and the same job. From employer side, I think I've also said this in the past, that pricing of the older worker is important. If you are priced right, and if you do not impede the renewal of the company, then SNEF is all for companies to continue to support. We may go at a slower pace. We may go at a pace in view of the realities of the economics, but the direction is not changed.
During this downturn, rising business costs in Singapore have resulted in multinational companies to relook at the competitiveness of doing business here, as just like how you have mentioned earlier. Apart from wage costs, utilities, supplies, and other operating costs are often subject of these comparisons. As manufacturing MNCs took steps to reduce non-wage costs, the 2 major immediate measures that companies will benefit from the budget 2009 are the lowering 1% of its corporate tax to 17% and rental rebates of up to 15% as announced in the budget. The other measures like the enhancement of the loss carryback scheme, transportation rebates, this impact will only be felt in the later part of the year. Would the impact of some of these measures be a little too late as companies compare their immediate competitiveness with China, Japan, or others? Can we seek the government's view on this?
I'd like to share a couple examples in terms of this cost cutting. And one company, I was particularly very impressed. This company, their annual income used to be about, annual revenue used to be about 400 million. And this year, realistically, they expect the revenue to drop to 200 million. So from 400 in 2007 to 300 last year to 200 million this year. And the CEO of the Singapore operation said, basically, he has to submit a proposal, a budget to the headquarters to at least break even at $200 million revenue. So this is a challenge to his corporate headquarters. And then this company is unionized. And his commitment to the labor movement is, we will not cut jobs to save costs. We'll cut costs to save jobs. So in other words, he's trying very best to achieve a break-even at the reduced revenue projection of $200 million, and hopefully do so without massive retrenchment. And you guess what? In many other countries, it will be almost impossible for this CEO to be able to achieve both, to satisfy headquarters requirement, break even at $200 million, and yet at the same time, to try to save jobs at the same time. But in Singapore, they are able to do so. Why? The CEO went through the whole list of action they've taken. Firstly, job credit spur. So they save them a lot of money. Secondly, flexible wage system in Singapore. Save them a lot of money. Because everybody take wage cut. Thirdly, flexible work arrangement. As a result, they can then reschedule their shift pattern, shorter work and so on. I think that really is the strength of Singapore. And what's even more exciting is this. Having achieved a break-even budget of $200 million without massive retrenchment, the CEO then and the union, collectively, they set themselves an internal target. This one, the headquarters doesn't know. Yeah, that's why I cannot mention the name of the company. Yeah. Internally, the management and the union have set themselves this target of achieving a $250 million revenue this year. And if they can work together to achieve the $250 million revenue, they will turn in the profit this year. And when they turn in the profit this year, and guess what? The management has very committed to the union that at the end of the year, if we can achieve the $250 million revenue at the profit, he's going to share that profit with the workers, with the unions, through our flexible wage system, before some of this profit is supplied back to the shareholder. I think that really is the strength of tripartite approach in Singapore.